Hello and welcome everyone to Wednesday Wisdom Women, or Wisdom Women. I think we are shortening it, where we get to talk with people about women's empowerment, our stories of how we've come into the space of being empowered and what that took and who was in our life along the way. Here's my little opening spiel I'll have before we welcome on Brandi today. This is a weekly live where we dive into the stories of empowering women who inspire, teach, and heal. Each session celebrates the female role models who shaped us and ends with a grounding mindfulness moment. Usually we pull a card and sometimes we'll do some mindfulness in the beginning. And today we have Brandi with us, who is so amazing. I've only gotten to know her this year, and not only, I mean, we've had so many wonderful women's circles together. So I'm going to bring her in to introduce herself. So excited for this today, so we can ask her our questions that we ask every week. I believe these are like, it's so beautiful each time. Hey,
Hi.
how are you doing?
Good.
So happy you came on.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see you're all festive. You've got some holiday
Oh
decor going
yeah. My
on.
background, my tree.
I love it. I know. I feel like it's getting earlier and earlier every year for me that I do it with the kids because I think I really love it. I think it's me. I just
Mm.
had my 11-year-old who knows all about Santa go see Santa the other day. Like,
That's
this is a problem. It's getting to be a problem.
yeah,
So
well,
how are you doing? Are you ready for our question time
yeah.
today?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm ready.
Well, first, if you could, I introduced a little bit that I've met you this year at some of Amanda Alapad's red the red circle. So like I would just introduce like a little bit about what you do.
Well, I own a business with my husband, so I'm an artist. We
Mm-hmm.
have a laser engrave company and we do all our artwork and then put it on wood. I do circles with Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
They're women's circles, and we do a lot of the holidays, the pagan holidays, like the solstices together. I'm starting a festival this year with three other girls that go to circle.
I just saw that. I'm like so excited to talk about that. What
Yeah,
like
so
tell me just like about that, what that's
um
gonna be.
well, I did not know it was going to be this quick. I was expecting it to be like next year, but the push is for May.
Hmm.
So we already have a date. We already have a location. And
You're in the Poconos, right? Like
yes,
you're
yeah.
gonna be
It's
in
going
that
to be at
area.
the West End Fairgrounds in the Poconos.
Ooh,
It's like a really nice site,
yeah.
actually. So they got a lot of space, and the idea is to have facilitators
Hmm.
like yoga, sound, meditation, tarot reading, whatever, like whatever applications we get in.
Hmm.
Hopefully, we're gonna get that all set up. Hopefully today, and start taking applications for vendors. So they'll be like shopping small, shopping from other women, and so it's gonna be fun.
See, that's like Disney World to me. Like I would be like, "We're here! Get hurry! You gotta get in!" Like from the parking lot, getting into
Hmm.
the place. That would be. I hope you have like reservations for like appointments because I'm gonna probably do everything there. It's gonna be
Okay,
like
yeah,
so fun.
we're gonna have like a spreadsheet and like a timesheet of all the things once we get there. The date is May 17th,
Okay.
so it's gonna be in line with the flower moon
Oh my
for
gosh,
May. It's
beautiful.
only like a couple days after. I think the flower moon's on the 14th, and then the festival will be on the 17th.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, and what was the idea behind this? Like just kind of creating community, or like
Hmm.
what was the energy
Yeah.
thoughts?
So it's to bring community together, bring women together. We all feel like it's in the air, like people want
Yeah.
it. You could feel it, you could see it. It just doesn't live here yet. So we're like, we know a lot of people. We could probably do this.
Ah,
So we're gonna try to put it together, see how it goes. It's our first year, but we have like a lot of good people.
oh my
So
gosh.
I think it'll be successful.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. I think this is, of course, I'll be there. It's going to
Yeah.
be so awesome. And, I think that you're right. I feel like there's this, this openness of people that are just really like wanting to learn like what connects for me as far as healing modalities or spiritual work or trauma work or just having fun. Like, what is this about? Like, the
Mhm.
curiosity is there.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can't wait to see
Y-
this comes on. Okay,
Yeah.
so how we normally start this, usually like just a quick 2 minute grounding moment, because I mean it's like we walk the walk, we talk the talk about
Hmm.
like being women who are bodily and spiritually connected, and finding ways even in our waking life of being moms and business owners to connect with that. So I offer my guests, if you would like to lead us in a little like something to just take a breath, take a moment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Um, sure. Okay. So if you want to like come into your body, and I'm going to close my eyes.
Okay,
So if you want to join,
I'm gonna join.
close your eyes. Taking a couple of deep breaths. Long exhale. And as you go into your inner world, I invite you to go into your heart space. This is where your sanctuary is. And in this sanctuary, just take notice of what it looks like. Are you in the woods? Are you by a stream? Or are you inside? And in this sanctuary, there's an altar. This is your altar, your center of centers. And this altar is where you can lay your fears if you're not ready to face them, burdens if you need to come back to them, or just overall goodness. What does it look like to you? Just taking notice of what's on it, what's around it, what's near it. And asking your altar if it has any kind of wisdom to give you right now. And taking that wisdom, asking it if it wants to stay on your altar for now or become one with you. Making peace with that decision. This is your path. There is no right or wrong answer. And when you feel complete, start to flutter your eyes open and come back to the waking world.
That was so lovely. Thank you, Brandy.
You're
I hope my
welcome.
dog didn't interrupt. Like, he just came over and like
It's okay. It's part
yipped.
of life.
He felt me wanting to relax. Like,
Mm.
get out of here. I'm seeing if he's like annoyed. I'm gonna let him out so we don't interrupt this anymore. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go. Okay. Sorry for that interruption. Okay, so we're going to start with our questions that we have for this day together. The first question I'll ask you, and I'm so excited to hear your answers, is who were your empowered role models, women in life that sort of inspired you? And I've always had this little side note of like, or inspired you of the opposite, like you know that you would never do that, like that
Mm.
inspired you to be the opposite of it.
So, in childhood or just general?
Anything,
Okay.
whatever, like whatever pops in mind.
Well, my mom pops into mind on both spectrums, actually, because she was, when I was younger, she was single and she was raising me and my brother at the time, and she was busting her ass, working like 3 jobs. I remember when I was little, I used to go to the window when I woke up and it was like early and she was going to leave with her friend to ride her bike. So she was like active and trying to like keep herself physical and also put food on the table. She was like a hustler. So it's really inspiring.
Yeah.
And now in her older age, I'm just like, oh, I hope I don't. There's just things where I'm just like, you just notice
Mm-hmm.
where your traumas are, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, and I notice where her traumas are, and I try to give grace, and
Mm.
also I know I don't want to do that to my child either. So it's like both
Yeah.
spectrums. It's just like she's such a beautiful inspiration and also a reminder of what I don't want,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. It's like sometimes, and I think what I'm hearing from this is like, the empowerment to know that like we're just these flawed humans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's empowering sometimes because we go through these seasons of like being badass and being, maybe for me at least, can go through like phases of depression or like,
Mm-hmm.
phases where I'm creatively like blocked or phases where it's just like shining and embracing this. I don't know if she's like I'm embracing this, but like if she's like it's just kind of it is what it is type of
Mm-hmm.
thing. I don't know if that makes
Yeah,
sense. It's
totally.
in that
Yeah, so
phase.
she was definitely on the list. And
Yeah.
my grandmother on my father's side, she was just like
Mm,
the quintessential food on the table, took care of the husband,
yeah.
like things that people would probably think about now and think that's like kind of not what women want, but she was happy to take that role, and she was loved like taking care of her kids and her grandkids, and
Mm.
it was like inspiring to watch. I don't remember, not until her older years, ever hearing a curse word out of her mouth, and she was just like always very sweet and very kind, and yeah.
She found her calling.
Yeah.
That was
she
what that was her purpose.
yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
I mean,
But
I think
like,
it was. She didn't even like she had passed, but even
mm,
when she was passing, she's like, I had a good life. She was happy
yeah.
with her life. So,
That's the goal, isn't
hmm
it? I feel sometimes like that we really get to the end and be like, I did everything I really felt I wanted to do,
yeah.
or felt I needed to do, or that I had a
hmm
purpose for doing in this life. That
Yeah.
that's brave. That's
hmm
brave to say like I'm just, you have your thing, this is my thing
Yeah.
that I love. Mm. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. And I mean, how do you feel like as being a mother? Like, has that been something that you sort of embody some of
Yeah.
those
I
things that
mean,
came in?
I do, try my best. I know I'm human and I'm
Mm,
flawed, but I really try to break those generational traumas and curses of like I never got an apology
mm,
when my mom was wrong, or my older generation, whoever was taking care of me, it's like I'm the older one and you have to listen to me no matter what. And I'm like, you know what, that's not true. I'm sorry, that's not
yeah,
true.
that's
And
right.
when I mess up, I get down on my knees and I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah,
And I think that in itself is like, I didn't get that. If I
yeah.
got that, mm, I'd be a different person.
And now we
And
get to be that. Yeah.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I think I would have a lot less anger.
Oh, I hear you. I feel like sometimes I get up and I'm like, why do I gotta fix all this shit? Like,
Yeah.
I gotta do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, baby, just like you had that altar visualization, and I was kind of just listening. It always feels like I hear kind of like phrases or something come through, and it was just
Mm.
like, just keep going. You know
hmm
you can. So just
Yeah.
I keep thinking I'm looking for signs of some interesting things when actually I'm just ADD and off. Like, I just want to do something else because I'm
Yeah.
getting bored of certain projects I'm working
Yeah.
on, which I'm not. I love them. But the hardest thing for me is like, what's that? Like
Mm.
steadfastness. Keep going because I'm just like,
Hmm.
Uh, I like to start lots of things. I don't know where I'm going on this. I'm going off on a
It's
tangent, but
okay.
the altar visualization really touched me. And I think that reminds me of that generational stuff of like, I don't know, like, did they do all this stuff? They didn't do visualizations and talk to
Yeah.
their altar and like do this shit.
No, I mean, we get to do this. It's
Yeah,
definitely a privilege, you know. I
absolutely.
don't I don't think it was very, woo woo, or like you were
Mhm.
chastised
Yeah.
or thrown out in the community or
Mm,
burned, you know. So we get to do this, and it's really a privilege and an honor.
it
And I'm so
is.
glad that we live in this kind of state in the world where it's like more and more
Hmm.
accepted. So it's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, I do. I think that that's it is a blessing in so many ways, and I appreciate you bringing that up because it's kind of like, what kind of work is this? Like that I get to kind of like, if there's a calling, because I came from corporate. I mean, not corporate, like not high level corporate, but enough that it was like what was expected of me, the 9 to 5. This
Hmm.
is sort of the world of building for somebody else's business. When I always knew it wasn't in alignment with like my weirdness and my offerings and my
Mhm.
strange kind of ways of it being intuitive. And I don't know, how was you, like, how did you kind of come into the world of being an artist and everything?
I started in commercials,
Mm.
and I was a 3D animator, so I did a lot of 3D animation
Oh,
type work, and I always was into art. I went to FIT in Manhattan.
wow.
I started architecture,
Uh-huh.
interior design, realized how much school you really needed, and I'm like, not for me. So I switched to computers, and I thought, like, I after I saw Lord of the Rings, I was just like, this is cool. I want to do this. So I got into that world, and then after being in the commercial world, I realized I'm selling products that are full of poison that you don't really need, and I'm just like, ugh, this is kind of a soul suck. So I guess the universe heard me because there was like a little of a recession with that kind of work. A lot of people were, still is actually, after the pandemic, a lot of people had to jump ship to do something else. A lot of my friends now still in that world are like, they're bartending, they're doing other things, and they're
Wow.
like,
Mm-hmm.
they're incredibly talented
Mm-hmm.
people, and they
Yeah.
should. It's unfortunate, but it's like the world is speaking. It's just like, yeah, we don't want to be sold shit
Mm.
anymore. Sorry.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, the universe heard me, and then I had a shift. I had a friend who had a laser engraver at the time. He was a designer in that field also.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to start learning. I always wanted to do a skateboard that was laser engraved.
Oh.
And I'm like, teach me. And he's like, all right. And he taught me. And I, my, my husband, I'm just like, what do you think about buying a laser?
A
And,
laser.
and it took a little convincing, but he jumped on ship. He loves it. And we both left that industry, and then are doing this full time. It's like a little bit of a struggle, it's like that starving
Yeah.
artist,
Yeah.
but we make it work, you know.
What
And
do you
then
feel about the business side of it? Like, is it, I mean, I always kind of not, I am not the artist. Like my mother is the typical artist, but like
mhm.
being creative or doing something that's a little fringe in this ways of like for your income. How do you find you meld those sides of the brain? I'm like, I just love to hear
It's hard.
experiences. I know.
It is so hard, like, because
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the forever artist. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to get on social media. I don't want to do the posts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't care to sell my stuff to people, because that's why I got out of
Right.
commercials. So it's a hard uh mental gymnastics that I have to do
Yeah.
to like it, our social media is like because I don't
Yeah.
want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, we were in the beginning, we were doing it really well, and I know if we're going to survive, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to create, and I'm
Mm.
hoping that like the right people find our stuff. It's more fun to do it in person. So we do a lot of events, we do a lot of
Okay.
conventions. We're always at Comic-Con. Um, and then you get to meet the customers in person. And then
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like such a, I'm trying to sell you something because they come to
Yeah.
you and they're like, oh, you got cool shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Look at my
we're,
art.
so it's like, I don't have to
Mhm.
force it. It happens naturally.
Mhm.
So it is difficult, but yeah, we have to, I don't know, find a way to make it
Mhm.
fun. We've been
Mhm.
talking about like maybe potentially, since we're from the commercial world, maybe make like fun commercials for our stuff and sell
Ooh,
it that way, like little quick,
yeah.
you know, TikTok kind of mentality, because nobody watches anything longer than 10 seconds these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
um, to make it engaging and fun, and like what can we bring to the table. So it's more like now we could insert our
Yeah.
artistic ability to
Yeah.
the selling side also. So if we could do that, I think it would be more playful, more fun, more authentic. But
Yeah, that
yeah,
makes
you know what I
sense.
mean?
Like your experience is a skill. Like that's
Yes.
something that can inform and just get your stuff to the people that want it. And
Yeah.
I know it's like the algorithm of the universe. Like
Mm-hmm.
how does that work? Well, I still have to do some work and like kind
Yeah.
of like put in the grind of this, but
It's
that sounds
interesting how,
brilliant. Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting how like it comes full circle too, because like
Mm.
I left commercials to maybe make commercials for my own self. Like everything, all
Ah,
my skills that I've ever had are in play
yeah.
right now, and it's just it's kind of like mind-boggling to look back at it and be like, wow, like it wasn't a waste of time.
That is so like very cool that you said that because it's like another key level of like in the theme of empowerment is like knowing ourselves. That's a big one that comes up
Hmm.
in some of the other interviews I've had where people's like, the number one thing I think about is like awareness of maybe not my favorite talents, but my skills. Like I
Hmm.
know what I can do and bring to this. And like you were talking about like having that commercial background and, you know, do you feel like like a lot of women just feel like those were things we had to kind of
Mm.
begrudgingly go through and there could be something there, that self-awareness. What do you think about that for like in the vein of empowerment?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's a human thing. Like we get
Hmm.
stuck in
Mm,
these, I have to do this to provide for my family, but I don't
mm,
really want to.
mhm.
And it's like, it's so sad to witness that people are just like, oh, well, gotta put food on the table. And I get that. And I feel for that. And I totally understand
Yeah.
that. So, but if you want it bad enough, you're gonna find a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
We found a way. Like my husband was working 16 hours at doing commercials, burnt out,
Yeah.
came home and worked for another 4 hours on our business
Oh my
because it's what
gosh.
gave him life.
Yeah.
Like if it gives you life, it just you're not gonna it's not going to be a job. It's going
Right.
to be fun. Like you'll enjoy it. And the biggest hurdle always is to start. It's just like that initial, ugh, get over that
Yeah.
start
Uh-huh.
phase. And then once you start, just see where it goes. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be your main gig. I mean, like, don't quit your don't quit your corporate job
Saying
if
that.
like if you're making 100K and you want to like maybe like make little things that you don't know if it's going to make any money, but do it on the side. See where it goes. Maybe it will take its own life. Like, just do something that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Just anything. If you don't have that spark, what's it for? Like, what are you doing?
Do you feel like that like led you into the women's circles too? Like was that more play that
Yeah, it's
was happening?
interesting because I'm a long time meditator. I've been meditating for, I want to say, 11 plus
Uh-huh.
years or something. Um, and I I used to do online women's circles, and I
Oh,
and they were great. I loved them, and I feel like I unlocked a lot of stuff within myself. And I had the thought, it was like a passing thought. I'm like, I want to lead. I'm
mm-hmm.
like, you know what? Everybody's a leader. Everybody's doing this right now. If I'm supposed to lead, it's going to fall in my
Uh-huh.
lap. And I just served that out to the universe, and it fucking did.
Oh
It
gosh.
like landed in my lap. Um, it was I didn't do that. The
Mm.
universe was like, okay, here, see what you do with this.
What?
Yeah, I happen I met Amanda.
Uh-huh.
Um, our kids like go to the same like homeschool hybrid,
Uh-huh.
and we, we just started talking. And she invited us over for a play date. We started talking. She's like, "Oh, I lead women's circles." I'm like, "No." And she's like, "And I'm from Staten Island. I'm from Staten Island." I'm like, "What? Nobody's from Staten Island." And
Random.
it was just like, the synchronicities were just
Uh-huh.
clicking, and I'm like, that's such a weird thing. And so I started going to her circles, and then she was pregnant, and she was asking somebody to step up to so they can continue while she, stayed home and took care of her baby. I was the only one who was willing to do it, and here I am.
That is
So,
so fantastic. And if anyone doesn't know, this is the Red Rose Temple, which is
yes.
also, I'll link that in the end of our show too, which is where I connected with you and where
Mm-hmm.
I connected with Amanda. And this, it's an amazing, amazing, beautifully curated circle of, and you are just like the artist of the temple, like
Thank you.
ambiance. Like if anyone, I mean, you are an artist
Yes.
because you can just see the thought and details. Like we had when I was helping out with the uh oh my gosh, why am I having such a blank? The one that I was doing the dance for, was that the Fierce Goddess or that was
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Fear?
Yeah, we were doing Kali, I
Oh
think.
my
Yeah.
gosh. Well, anyway, and you brought out like the yellow and the black and
Yeah.
those and it just everyone walks in and it's like you're transported into such a sacred space.
Mm,
And that's where work is done. That's where we kind of alchemize so much and have so many different themes around money and sacred sexuality
mm,
and talking about radical responsibility. I mean, just like, and you are this curator of the like image of that. I mean, everybody comes in there, and we've had people cry just from looking at your your circle designs in the middle of your flowers and your
mm.
candles. Like
If somebody's not
it's
crying, I didn't do
it's
my job.
right.
But like I said, I learned interior design, and that is in play right now. So
Oh, yes.
isn't that crazy? Like who'd have thunk I'd ever use that? Because I finished the program and never did anything with it. But I'm doing work with it now, and I just, I love beauty. I love design, and I love bringing a darkness to it.
Hmm.
I'm a Libra with a Sag moon, so I love the
Oh,
darkness.
love it. I'm a Sag with I think a Scorpio moon, so I'm there too.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely
Scorpio's like in the depths. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I believe that. I think that, we take these things as like electives in school, and you're like, what am I going to do with the
Mm-hmm.
art of cinema? It's
Yeah.
like, I love creating reels and those
Mm-hmm.
videos and stuff. And it serves us forever now in this world.
Yeah.
So that's
I,
beautiful and that's empowering. So, I do believe that we can see even things that if we worked at the DMV for 5 years and that
mm,
was something we moved through, was that a skill I was nurturing around communication and
exactly.
administration
Mm-hmm.
and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. There's
Mm-hmm.
something in there
Yeah.
always. It's
I
kind of
can't even
to
imagine what kind of like therapy sessions they have just being a DMV person too.
I know.
I'm sure they hear all the stories.
I know. I know. You know what DMV people are good at?
Mm,
I'll tell you this right now.
mm,
Boundaries. Like, I don't
mm.
care if I've been waiting in the line the whole time
Yes.
and I just missed one paperwork. She's like, I am sorry. You are incomplete. Goodbye. Like, you cannot
Yes.
get this today with a
Thank you, angel
with a
of death.
robot face. Like, no. Just no.
Yep.
And she's like,
Yep.
gosh, you're teaching me so much about empowerment. I'd be like, oh, I'll check with my manager. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true.
Something.
I need better boundaries like that.
I need DMV worker
Yeah,
boundaries.
right. Goals.
Did you not hear me saying a black pen? Did you not hear me say? Oh my gosh.
Mm.
She's so true. She did say it. I wasn't listening. Oh my gosh. All right. So Thank you again for sharing all of that. That was really, I just, I'm happy to have these meetings too, like selfishly, because I just love to get to meet and know everybody a little more. And of course we're in a public space, but it's fine.
Mm,
We love kind of sharing ourselves a bit, which talks about, just projects that we're creating and birthing and brewing. And I feel like you have so many things that are just kind of like about to come out to the world, and it's such a
mm-hmm,
gift that I like to watch people like in the beginnings, like, where did you come from? And then we'll have this
mm-hmm.
little chat that we have recording
Yeah,
to see where it all began.
right.
But at the end I do pull a card for us
Okay.
on this call, because I like to do it at the end. It's like we're building the energies together. So I pulled out the Mystic Sisters deck. It's a really pretty deck. I've
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed it. It's by Emily Balavet, and there's some really beautiful artwork. So what I'm going to do is start shuffling the cards. I've already knocked out the energy from prior circles, but this is all Brandi Rachel energy. Let's see what card comes out of here right now. And when you feel intuitively for me to stop shuffling, just say stop.
Mm. Stop.
Okay. I knew you were going to say that. Oh, I've never pulled this one. Okay. This is Amunet?
It's
Amunet?
backwards for
Oh,
me.
sorry. Amunet. Amunet. I'm gonna look it up. I have it. It's a very brief little translator here. Let me pull that up. Something in a mirror. There's something in a mirror.
Mm.
Ooh, hidden meanings. Amunet is a goddess of mystery whose name means the hidden one. She symbolizes the subconscious mind or the shadow self. Stop. Stop.
You know me
Draw.
so well.
Drawing this card indicates that something has been obscuring your vision and you're unable to see the whole picture
Mm,
clearly. You may feel that you're stumbling in the dark, that nothing's going as planned. You may feel like something is missing in what your knowledge possesses. At times like this, it's often best to simply be still.
mm-hmm.
Try to recollect yourself, meditate maybe.
Mm,
It's time to pause, review the direction that you're heading, trying to understand where you are on the path presently. Optimism is an important virtue, but now it is time to take the blinders off and regain a full view. For our own perception of our circumstances can be deceptive at
mm,
times.
mm.
Mm.
That's like really on point.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, a lot. I forget to like kind of look at the road, and I'm always looking at the future, and it's just like a reminder to like enjoy the journey,
Yeah.
you know.
Or as they
Yeah.
say, be in the now.
Yeah, yeah,
Be in the
yeah.
now, in the present moment. But I love that too, because it really talks about how we can be our own creators of the perception of something when actually um, there's more information. Sometimes we have these like illusions
Hmm.
of what is wrong. Like for me, for instance, I feel like sometimes um, I think that like about around perfectionism and how like
Hmm.
I can't take that first step unless I've learned the whole thing.
Yes.
And the whole
Yes.
thing is, and it's just this rule. I
Hmm.
don't know if you have that. Of like,
I
I've
have that
created
so
this rule.
much. I'm like, I have to take this class and go on this retreat and do this thing. And she's like, stop. No, you don't.
No,
It's like you already have the knowledge. Like you just get, it's more of a confidence thing, I
and
think.
and how much I learned, like when I came out of college, I don't know about you, I was like, I just kind of threw spaghetti against the wall, got a job anywhere. I was totally not qualified. I kind of bullshitted my way and just, I had,
Yeah.
because you need to learn.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yep.
the learning to
Yeah,
do.
for
And
sure.
permission, this card, I'll say it gives us permission to pause and
Hmm.
meditate. I think that's important. That's a lot of like getting to know your altar, and maybe
Yeah.
also permission to do it
Hmm.
wrong, imperfection.
Yeah, yeah. There's so much wisdom in failure. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
forget about this. Like, you're not like the only person that everybody I talk to is just like, the permission to rest. I'm like,
I know.
maybe.
It's the
Yeah,
season too, right?
yeah.
Like we're so counter to what this time of year is meant to be, which
Mm-hmm.
is the new moon, the darkness, the
Yes.
planning and reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
but we don't. We're just
Right.
like, oh yeah, let's go New Year's Eve and like
Yeah.
getting the start of the day. But I don't know. I'm trying to resist it. It's
I
hard. It's such a
know
cultural
it is
thing,
hard.
but maybe January will do it. Maybe January will rest.
New Year's resolution,
I know.
rest.
Hey, I like it. Well, just summarize again, like where people can find out about this awesome event that's happening in May, where they can find your artwork. I will link to your pages as
Okay.
well, but just share
So
away.
Spitfire Labs is my
Mhm.
and my husband's company where we do all our artwork. I'm I have my own page, which is what I'm on right now, and this is probably where I'm gonna like promote mostly like the candles and like the witchy stuff and
Yes.
like all the little crafts that I do.
Yeah.
I love doing the crafts. So the festival is for women. It's a women's
Hmm.
festival. It's called the Flower Moon Festival.
Oh,
Yes.
love
Flower Moon
it.
Festival. We're just getting a website put together.
Hmm.
We just opened the Facebook page, so there is a Facebook page. If you go there, I believe it's Flower Moon Festival, backslash Facebook,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay. We'll find it. I'll
um,
make sure I'll grab it from you.
yes.
Hmm.
Uh, and follow there, and that's where we're gonna probably start until everything's online and ready to go, and then we'll start taking applications for facilitators, for
Mm.
vendors, and for tickets. And
Yoo-hoo!
hopefully that's going to be within the next couple weeks.
That's so great. Yes, definitely check out Brandy's stuff for holiday gifts. Like, I mean,
Oh,
nobody needs another sweater. Like, get some
yeah.
creative
Some
gifts.
artwork.
No, I need something, branded.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll have that in the chat as well and in the notes from this, but I just want to give you such thanks and gratitude for coming today and sharing the stuff that you're doing and the work that you're doing. I just think it's so exciting to just share it and to collab and to do these things for
Yes.
each other. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, yeah, that
Appreciate
was
it.
great. All right, so I will see you around, and any
Mhm.
of these details from the chat for anybody that watched this after, they'll be in the notes below. So,
Oh, also, you need to be a
yes.
facilitator and do some booty yoga.
Okay, I'll do some booty yoga. I will bring the booty. We will do that. Absolutely. That's the best. And so anybody who wants to come, we will have some dancing. That'll be great.
Mhm.
All right. All right, cool. So I will see you soon, Brandy. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.